Okay, now this right here is crazy. Darian Mensah, who probably nobody thought was going to hit the transfer portal, especially after one of the more productive seasons in college football in 2025. There is rumors he could hit the transfer portal. This is Chris Hummer, obviously one of the top reporters when it comes to breaking news in the sport. He says there's concerns that star quarterback Darian Mensah could enter the transfer portal. Obviously finished second in FBS, 3,900 yards passing and 34 touchdowns. Again, won and led the Duke Blue Devils to an ACC crown in 2025. Now, there's more meat on the bone for Pete Thamel of what he said. He said, if quarterback Darian Mensah were to leave Duke, it's the school's understanding that his contract calls for them to have his exclusive NIL rights, and only Duke has the ability to cancel that. Only way he can access revenue share money is through Duke unless they terminate the contract. Mensah is in year 2 contract for a deal that would pay him up to $4 million. The ability for any school to pay him outside of revenue share would be scrutinized. So as y'all can see, a lot to really unpack here. And you're looking at both ends of the spectrum. For me, and I'm Darian Mensah, I don't know what's the purpose of really leaving Duke after you had a successful campaign, after you balled at a high level, after you did what you did for the program and leading them to really new heights for the first time in quite a long time under head coach Manny Diaz. It's still a little bit perplexing to me. And obviously, everybody pretty much knows who you are. But at the same time, maybe he's looking to play for a bigger brand, right? He didn't play playoff football this past year. They did win the ACC championship, but they didn't play, in the college football playoff. Maybe he's looking for a bigger fish to fry. Maybe he's looking to play in higher competition. I'm not really too sure, especially with the deal that you signed last year that's paying you up to $4 billion with incentives, with everything that's going. Now, obviously, there's some legal ramifications here. We'll see. And the only way he can really get out of it if Duke decides to let him go. And I highly doubt they're going to do that after a highly productive campaign and what he meant to the program in 2025. Now, the other side of this, if it is to happen, this opens up the spectrum for a lot of teams that still needs a quarterback, right? Number one being the Miami Hurricanes. They're going to need a quarterback for next season. I know they have several guys that are pretty elite that are coming in that are going to play at a high level, a couple guys off the bench. But they need a guy. They need a splash hire. There's no Sam Leavitt no longer on the board. It looks like Dylan Raiola is going to stay with Oregon and sit behind Dante Moore for the 2026 season. And there's not too many guys out there that really make sense. Now, this one is going to be a prize pick if he does or if he can hit the transfer portal. And if I'm the Miami Hurricanes, I'm throwing all the money I can at him. He could probably get influx of north of maybe even close to $10 million. I know that sounds crazy, especially with the quarterback market, but Miami has shown the ability to pay prospects. And remember, this run alone to the national championship, Miami has garnered over $20 million just in terms of them getting this far in incentives, and it's all their money. So they have more than enough funds in order to be able to do it and pay Darian Mensah. Next one that should be very interesting is Georgia Tech. Yes, you might pay a hefty premium, but you need a quarterback to come in that's experienced. Now, he will probably obviously take the starting role over anybody else that you have, but it will only be for one season. Because remember, he's going to be entering into his junior season, essentially. He played freshman year at Tulane. Then he transferred over to Duke. I had his campaign and he had this past year. And then obviously this year will be his 3rd year in college football. So a lot of ACC teams I suspect will be very interested to see what he's able to do. We've got obviously viable options for him if it does happen. But per Pete Thamel, there's a lot on the bone there. It looks like it's going to be probably very difficult for him to be able to leave and obviously go to a new program. But y'all comment down below. What do you guys think of all this news and him potentially hitting the portal despite obviously Duke likely not going to allow him to do so?